Hello everyone and welcome to lecture number 11. In the previous lecture we have studied antiferromagnetism. We have studied antiferromagnetism where in this kind of materials, antiferromagnetism, we will have equal number of magnetic dipoles, but the same number of magnetic dipoles will be there in the opposite direction, right? In this kind of antiferromagnetic material, we will have equal number of dipoles in both the directions, that is on the opposite side also. It will be having equal number of magnetic dipole moments, so the net magnetic moment will be equals to 0. But this happens at a particular temperature, as already we have studied, that is below Neel's temperature, as what we have studied in the previous lecture, it below Neel temperature, right? So this is all about the antiferromagnetism. Now in today's lecture, we are going to study ferrimagnetism. That is, we are going to study ferrimagnetism. It's a small topic to understand. It's just a small topic. We just have to understand that what is ferrimagnetism and how the arrangement of dipoles will be there in ferrimagnetism. Now, if we take antiferromagnetism example, then we have equal number of magnetic dipole moments of an atom will be opposing each other. That is, both the sides will have equal number. If 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 are in the upward direction, then 1, 2, 3 and 4 will be in the downward direction. We will have equal number of magnetic dipole moments pointing towards opposite direction, right? But in ferrimagnetism, what is going to happen is, before going to ferrimagnetism, let us recall ferromagnetism, that is ferromagnetism, we will be having all the magnetic dipole moments in a particular direction. In ferromagnetism, we will be having all the magnetic dipole moments in a particular direction. All is pointing in upward direction. Now, this is the basic difference between ferromagnetism, antiferromagnetism. Now let us see what is ferrimagnetism. You see, ferri, F-E-R-R-I, ferrimagnetism. Ferrimagnetism, if the endoferromagnetic interaction in solid is such a way that the spin of two neighboring atoms are antiparallel, but they are unequal in magnitude. Means, what does it want to say? Let us see a picture. This is having this kind of dipoles. Again, it is going to have a similar kind of antiferromagnetic dipoles as what we find in antiferromagnetism, but they will be unequal in magnitude. Means, it will not have the magnitude. It is not going to have the same magnitude. You can see the magnitude of this black dipole is not same as to have the red dipole, right? This magnitude of this black dipole is not same. It is very less. It is almost half than the magnitude of this red dipole. This is the difference between antiferromagnetism, antiferromagnetic material and ferrimagnetic material. This is the fundamental basic difference between ferrimagnetic material and antiferromagnetic materials. Now, this is nothing but the arrangement of magnetic dipole moments in a ferrimagnetic materials, right? So this is all about ferrimagnetism. This is a very small topic. Now, ahead this, including this arrangement, I would also like to include that this ferrimagnetism will also have this ferrimagnetic materials will also have Curie temperature Tc. Curie temperature Tc, and beyond that Curie temperature, more than the Curie temperature, they will behave as paramagnetic material. Right? Because the thermal energy is more as at Tc or more than Tc temperature, and that thermal energy will break down the dipole moments, or randomize the individual magnetic moments, and more than Tc it will become paramagnetism, right? It will become paramagnetic materials. So this is all about ferrimagnetism, introduction to ferrimagnetism. Now let us see the ferrimagnetic materials and their properties. These ferrimagnetic materials are also known as ferrites. They are also known as ferrites, right? They are also known as ferrites. These ferrimagnetic materials are also known as ferrites. So let us see some of its properties, right? So these are some of the general electrical and magnetic characteristics of ferrites, right? These ferrites are nothing but ferrimagnetic materials, right? They are nothing but ferrimagnetic materials. Let us see some of the properties. The first thing is they are insulators and have a very high resistivity. They are insulators with very high resistivity to the order of 10 raised to 12 ohm centimeters. And with this property of ferrites, they do not possess eddy current loss. Which is normally found in iron. You do not have eddy current loss, which they do not usually noted with the iron at high frequency. When you operate ferrite materials at higher frequencies, you will not have eddy current loss due to its insulating behavior. It is having high value of resistivity. The second term is it is having high microwave dielectric constant. With low electric losses. So if it is being used in some of the applications where it needs to have less dielectric losses, then this kind of ferrites can be used. The third property is a high magnetic permeability. It is having a high magnetic permeability of the order of 500 to 1000 for a mixed ferrite, means a compound ferrite. This mixed ferrites, NiZn, is nothing but a compound ferrite at low frequency and as well as at higher frequencies. Now, moving ahead, the fourth property is ferrites show the same type of hysteresis curve. Ferrite shows the same type of hysteresis curve as to that of ferromagnetic materials as to that of ferromagnetic materials. But the coercive forces, the force required to bring zero induced saturation magnetization is smaller than ferromagnetic material. But the coercive forces in saturation magnetization is smaller than that of ferromagnetic material. That is nothing but the coercive force is small, right? And the fifth one is they have a Curie temperature that varies from 100 to several hundred degrees Celsius. Means they have very high Curie temperature. They have very high Curie temperature. That is from 100 to several hundred degrees Celsius, right? Now the sixth one is they are mechanically hard. They are hard. Plus they are brittle and difficult to machine. They are hard, they are brittle and difficult to machine. The seventh property is they are to be prepared using ceramic methods, not by cast them from molten state, because normally ferrites are oxide materials. They are oxide materials. So if you take it from molten state, oxygen will be released. Oxygen will be released, driven off from the material. It will be released from the material. Oxygen bond will break out. Oxygen bond will be broken during the molten state, and oxygen will come out of the material, and the material will no longer be a ferrite material, right? So they cannot be casted from a molten state. They has to be prepared using ceramic methods. They have to be prepared using ceramic methods. Now the last characteristics is the resistivity depends on the preparation techniques, right? The resistivity also depends on the preparation technique and can be anywhere between this range, right? So these are some of the properties of ferrites, that is nothing but ferrimagnetic materials. Okay. Further, the next topic is direct exchange and super exchange. Now what is direct exchange and super exchange? Let us see. Next topic is direct exchange and super exchange. Direct exchange and super exchange, right? So let us first of all understand what is direct exchange. Let us understand direct exchange and then we will understand the super exchange. Like, first of all, let me draw the diagram for direct exchange. Let me draw the diagram for direct exchange. That is, this is the diagram of direct exchange, right? When magnetic interaction, this is nothing but the magnetic interaction between two magnetic ions. Magnetic interaction between two ions. When this magnetic interaction is arise from Coulomb interaction, from direct Coulomb interaction among the electrons. This is nothing but the direct Coulomb interaction among the electrons. Means all the ions is having magnetic dipole moments, and that is having an interaction, right? Magnetic interaction which arises from the direct Coulomb interaction among electrons from two ions. This is having two ions. Then it is known as direct exchange. Now let us also see the definition of it, that what the definition is saying. The magnetic interaction which arises from the direct Coulomb interaction among electrons from two ions is known as direct exchange. Direct exchange, right? When two magnetic ions or two ions is having interaction between each other, that is due to the Coulombic interaction, means a simple normal interaction between each other due to the ions present in the outermost orbit, that is known as direct exchange, right? Now let us see that what is super exchange. What is super exchange? Super exchange is what is super exchange? Let us see its diagram. If we see the diagram of super exchange, then you have similar kind of overlapping, but the difference is similar kind of overlapping, but the difference is you will only have magnetic dipole moments in the alternate ion. Magnetic dipole moments in the alternate ions. You will not have magnetic dipole moments in the adjacent sides. You will not have magnetic dipole moments. See, you will not have magnetic dipole moments in the adjacent sides. In the adjacent sides, it's near about alternate type of arrangement. But this is super exchange. Let us see its definition. What the definition is saying to us. It is possible for the magnetic ions to have magnetic interaction Now, this term is important. Mediated by the electrons in their common non-magnetic neighbor. Non-magnetic neighbor. This type of magnetic interaction is called super exchange. Means, you see, you have interaction between two ions, but in between these two, this is non-magnetic, and these two magnetic dipole movements, is being mediated. This ion or this atom is working as a mediator. It is working as a mediator between these two magnetic dipole movements. So this kind of interaction between the magnetic ions or the magnetic interaction, this kind of magnetic interaction is known as super exchange. Okay.